All right, guys, how's it going? I'm just going to do this video about the outside candles, but I first want to go over with with these outside candles. I've just left them highlighted. These are the only highlighted part of the indicator that I've left on the chart. I'm just on the 1 hour. But what I'll do is I want to just go over the theory of these outside candles and what they represent. So, and I can do this with actual market structure that we see within ranges. So if you've got your buy side liquidity and you've got your sell side liquidity, what you'll normally have is price ranging in between these areas, generating orders, generating liquidity so that the banks can eventually sweep it out and move price. Okay, so we run up past, we sweep the buy side liquidity, then price will aggressively trade lower, sweep the sell side, and it's either going to retest and continue. Oh, I've done that wrong there. Retest or continue, or it's going to sweep the sell side as well and then reverse and go to the upside. Okay, so that's your two scenarios with how price would range and run the sell side and the buy side. Okay, so these outside candles actually highlight this on the chart for you and can help you anticipate where price could possibly be headed. And you'll normally get areas where price will sweep the previous candle. So we've still got the same concept as what we've just seen here of generating liquidity, then sweeping both sides of the market to move price. Okay, so we have it here on the 1 hour where price has swept all the liquidity out of this candle and then is gradually traded lower here. And in this area here, we've had price generating liquidity in the morning around 6 o'clock UK time. My time's based in the UK, so we've had a liquidity sweep of this candle, and then we've actually had a secondary sweep. So price is getting ready to move, and as we can see today, we had a massive expansion to the upside today. Okay, based on the daily. You can see here as well, we had generation of liquidity in this area here. Then on this day, we swept the market high, and ran higher. We just took out the daily high on this area, swept the high, and then traded aggressively lower. Okay, I'll show you this on the weekly as well on gold. We've got 3 consecutive candles that have swept one another. So this to me is showing a strong signal that we're about to make a major move. And for me, in my opinion, I can see price trading to the upside because we've got this area in here of fair value. It's a good target for us to try and hit. We can see here price has been mitigating everything as it goes along, and we have been in a reaccumulation stage of gold anyway. So as we break price down, you can see here that price has in fact printed another outside candle and run into that fair value gap today. I'll go down into the 1 hour. And we can see in this area, price is traded down, run to the upside. There is one area there that I would be aware of. Well, but as for price structure, this was going to be you know, the highest probability demand zone that was going to react and show a willingness for price to trade slightly higher. If we go down on the 15-minute, I did actually see this area here around 1820 that may have got hit, but on the 1 hour it wasn't visible. But I was looking for the lower demand zone here that could have possibly got hit. But within these outside candles, you can actually tell with timing what's going on. So within this area here, we can actually see multiple sweeps going on in this area. Just there as well, we had an outside candle that swept the low of this candle, expanded to the upside. And it's within the 1 hour fair value gap area. It's within a significant area. You want to be looking for these candles in significant areas. And price expanded to the upside. And before it broke the structure here, we had another outside candle that swept this area. Actually created an order block here. So if you were looking at this as a trade, you've got, I have this as the kill zone area. You've got London kill zone around this area, so you'd be looking at price in and around this time. You can see that we've got a fair value gap here on the 1 hour. This is a 1 hour fair value gap. We do have that one lower down, but we can see that price is actually generating liquidity in this area now and sweeping it. So if we went down into the 5-minute, you can see here again, price was generating liquidity in this area and expanded to the upside. We have an area here. Showing relative equal highs. We extend this over. We can see price is reacting off this area, leaving relative equal highs. So this is showing a signal that we have a chance of price breaking through this. And then here on the 5-minute, we can see another outside candle within the fair value gap area. And then you've got this order block form here. We go down into the, let me do the replay, but just to go back. Down to 3 minutes. You can see there, price just swept the liquidity out of this candle here and mitigated this outside candle as well on the 3-minute and then expanded to the upside. Okay. We've got reason for it to trade higher as well because we've got fair value gaps up here. And then we've also got the equal highs in this area where the money is. So the liquidity is being generated, swept in this area, and then traded higher. The banks have swept all the liquidity out of this area, fulfilled the orders that were left in this area from the previous price action, and now we're going to trade higher. So if you were looking in around the London kill zone time to take a trade, the chances are you could have caught it there. And then I'll just close that. And then obviously price has expanded to the upside. And then you've got your New York open as well. So there. Same again. I'll go back onto the 15-minute. You are going to see these outside candles a lot. They will show a lot on the lower time frame, but you only want to be looking in the significant areas. Okay. So if we look on 15-minute, we can see here, right on the London or on the New York Open, we generated another outside candle and swept the liquidity within this area, and we actually run the low of this area here. Okay. And then we priced higher. We took out this high. So we swept the high. So it was a break of structure because we're swinging to new structure, but rejected after this outside candle. Let's go down to the 5-minute. So we can see that candle there. I like to look around this time. So after the New York Open, we've got 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is normally my trade time to look and see what price is doing. Half an hour after the open. Just widen that window. Kill zone. So I'm looking in this area. What we've got here. Going to the 2-minute. We've seen price expand. We've created a pool of liquidity in this area. We swept this previous candle and expanded to the upside. We've created a change of character in this area. And then price, as it's created the change of character, it's also swept liquidity out of this candle. You can see it there. And you've got a minor fair value gap in this area here, where you could possibly enter a short position. Around there. And with this price showing a change of character here, it's taken out those equal lows and rejected and traded higher. But we'd be looking to target the lows again, because if we look on the 15-minute, we've got a fair value gap here. Okay, so that's how I've been using these outside candles along with my trade setups, and running them in confluence with everything. Like you're not going to just use these candles on their own. You're going to have to run in confluence with your trading strategy. Okay. Let me see. Let me check. Nas had some good price action today, along with all the indices. I haven't touched the indices this week at all, only based on the fact that this is the 3rd week of the 3rd month in the June contract. I don't touch the indices around this time because we had FOMC last week on the 15th. We can see the manipulation that was created here in this area, and then during the start of this week, just switch that off. Wait a second. During the start of this week, we can see price was repricing. For me, this isn't normal price action. It's repricing, and then we've run up into this fair value gap here. I've traded lower today, but if we look on the daily, you can actually see again. It's showing an outside candle here. So it's actually swept all the liquidity out of this area now. And we are in a discount in this area, but with that outside candle happening today, I would be more inclined to look for lower pricing now. Because we've got good reason to trade lower again. It's that fair value gap that was generated today. And we have an outside candle here that has swept the liquidity in this area here. That's FOMC. So we've already swept that liquidity there. And I can see this trading lower because all this liquidity still stands in this area. There's a lot of orders stacked in here. We have had sweeps throughout the day, or throughout each day even, but I can still see us pricing lower from here. We've got a high probability here area here to trade into for sure. We're still trending higher, but I would want to see this low broke here. So on NAS, if we were trading NAS today, we'll do the setup anyway, but I haven't traded the indices this week. Let me see this session break. So this is the day's trading here. This is the previous day's low. So we clearly took out the low. Previous day's low. And again, I'm looking around the same time. So my London session is between 7 and 9 o'clock. I'll run it to 9:30 actually. And we're looking for an area in here that is significant. So already I can see this area here. And we've got a fair value gap within that area. There's an order block as well. There's a fair value gap. There's a kill zone. Kill zone. There. And we're on the 15-minute now. So we're looking in this area for a significant area, which we found here. Fair value gap, order block, running higher. Okay. And in this area here, in 5 minutes, you can actually see here an outside candle has swept the liquidity in this area around 9 o'clock, bang on 9 o'clock actually. We've hit the fair value gap. Let's go down to 2 minutes. You can see that clearer there. This area here. Just this area here. It's actually left equal highs on the 1 minute. This area. So price is traded lower, taking out the lows. There's your equal lows. It's taken it out, fulfilled the fair value gap, and traded higher. Swept the high, traded back down in, and then away. And then we had, well, news would have been coming out around this time. From any US news would have been coming out around 1:30 UK time here. So obviously this is what encouraged the move here. Okay, but that's showing you how to incorporate the outside candle in it. We're looking at the 5 minute there. We're looking at the 5 minute for possible entry. We've seen an outside candle that swept the liquidity in this area. We show the swing point here now on the 5 minute. That's also a swing point there. And with the swing point, we also fulfilled the fair value gap from the previous price action over here that we've spotted. Okay, and then it traded higher. Obviously that was a crazy move today. And then we've got this fair value gap that can be targeted to the downside now. We've also got a fair value gap here. Okay, I'm just trying to show how these outside candles show liquidity being swept and then prices moving away. Okay, same there, swept liquidity in this area. Did we break that candle? We just broke it. Check the 5 minute. There's another sweep there. Swept the high and the low, traded lower. Okay. So I think that gives you a bit of a general idea of how to use these candles in your trading. Obviously, you want to be seeing them in significant areas. You can see outside candles everywhere, but that's because whenever a price is moving, liquidity must be swept to move the market. So you are going to see sweeps and across multiple time frames all around the place. Like in here, generation of liquidity, sweeping, sweep, 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 and then moving away. Okay. So yeah, any questions at all, put them in the Discord and we'll try and answer them as best we can. Okay. But that's the general idea of the outside candle. Okay. Right, guys. I'll leave you with it then, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye now.